It is time, once again, to lock your doors, shut your windows, strap yourself into your favourite comfy chair, and tune out and tune into The Naked Zombie.
G'day fans of the zombie, Brad Scott. Join me tonight is Matt and Jeff, and we are walking our way to, where are we going, gents?
JC Slaughter Falls.
Slaughter Falls, that's right. We promised we'd bring you an in-depth look at this really highly active location on the radio show, and this is what we're doing tonight. Armed with me voice recorder, as you can see, and a camera. I'm going to post some photos up later, you could probably get to see, but we're just going over some of the stories, and we've been walking for a while. I'm not a young man, so we're just walking. I'll just give you a bit of a description of what this place is like so far. It's very, very dark, lots of trees, and that's about it. So Matt, we were talking before I started recording. Give us some rundown of the stories that we're going to, well, some of the urgent legend tripping we're doing tonight. And this is part of what we do, is go out and check out these locations for where it's supposed to be spooky for people.
Yeah, definitely. This is JC Slaughter Falls, and the legend is one of the big urban legends is about if you come down here at night in your car, you used to be able to have this ghost woman appear in the back seat of your car yelling and screaming, or running up to your car and yelling for help. And the legend is that she was murdered down here by somebody at what is called Blood Rock, and hanged from a tree. One of the legends is she and her partner from a formal were both hanged here, and the other one is that she was actually killed by her partner. So that's one of the legends here. And of course this is Suicide Central for the Great Depression, where a number of people brought their partners or their friends and killed themselves here. We've had the mysterious appearance of a body that's been, a man who's been disappeared for 3 years, and then suddenly his skeletal remains appear hanging from a tree 3 years later.
Nice.
We've got the story of a man who was found hanged here again. No identifying marks, in a beautiful suit, well tailored, but no one knows who he is, back in the 1930s. We've had a young couple come here, park their car just at the entrance, and poison themselves, and no known reason. Both were very happy. We've got a man who came down here with his girlfriend, and next thing, well, he claims he doesn't know what happened, but next thing, they found her shot at point blank range, and him poisoned and lying by the side of the river. And he eventually went mad and was put into a mental institution after being charged with her murder. But again, he claims he didn't know anything about it or what happened. He just blacked out while sitting here in JC Slaughter Falls. We've got the murder of a prominent businessman in here as well. He was found in what's called the dams, where they used to come for holidays and things. And he was found there, drowned. Turned out he was poisoned, and there was a poison vial nearby, and there was talk of murder, foul play. But again, the case couldn't be solved. They never found a murderer. And so there's legends of his spirit hanging around here. And of course, the biggest urban legend of the slaughter of a very large indigenous tribe in here, just near the falls, where they threw them in the water and then shot them to get rid of them. There's so many different legends here. This was a storage facility during the Second World War, apparently, for munitions for the Navy, and there was a fire which killed a number of people. And now the foundations of that is where the picnic area is, and that's supposed to be haunted as well. So many different legends here. During the Great Depression, this was a home for the homeless, and a lot of the homeless fought each other and killed each other around here. And there's so many different legends about that as well. So much here, so much rich history, paranormal and urban legend history.
Well, that's the thing. We're walking through here now, and seriously, I don't know if it's my glasses fogging up or not. No, it's not. I've just taken them off. It's very misty around here, isn't it?
Yeah, it always is at this time of night.
It's sort of quite, a little bit off-putting, to be honest. I won't lie to you, because you can't actually see up on the hills. So we've got a lot of bushland around us now. Even though we're walking on the track, it's very quiet, as you can tell. And Yeah, no, it's just very... I'm sorry to say, this is pretty damn eerie, mate.
It is definitely, and of course you've got Twong Cemetery just down the road as well, which is another very eerie, very paranormal side of Brisbane.
Now, part of our legend tripping, and Jeff keeps looking behind himself for some reason as we're walking up. Jeff, what are you expecting?
No, just making sure no one's following up behind us.
Yes, following. Like those Teletubbies you told me about before, you have those streets. Anyway, so basically we're getting fairly close now. Mind you, it is pitch dark, and we're not using torches or anything, so we're sort of walking by the force, as it were. And we just come up the dirt road section now.
Yeah, this is exactly where the woman is supposed to appear, just up ahead, and just where we're approaching now is where the cars are said to suddenly shut down, and the woman to appear in the car just as we're coming up to this very dark area up here. Yeah, definitely.
No, it is. So I'm still waiting for my eyes to adjust, but I'm starting to do the same thing now. Let's look behind me. Yeah. All right, so we're going to keep walking. I'll just leave this record, and hopefully we might pick up some EVPs as we're just general conversation. I'll listen through it and test it back later.
Awesome.
Not a place you walk by yourself.
Good.
Yeah. And here we are. This is the side of the old munitions storage area up here.
Yep.
Now, last time we were here, I had my EVP recorder. It started playing up and started beeping, and I couldn't figure out why it was beeping all the time. When we got back, I listened to it and thought Morse code, and listened back to it, and the EVP was beeping "Don't go," and I was like, "What the hell is don't go?" And then realised it's don't go in Morse code. And here we are. Here's the foundations of the building.
Oh, here we go. Now we're up to the foundations of the actual munitions dump.
So this is it.
Yep.
The big munitions dump. And according to one military history site, there was a fire here in the 40s, and they tried to fight it, and the munitions blew up, and it killed a number of people. So this is one of the areas, and just down there is the dams, where people used to come and swim. A number of drownings of children down in this area here.
Well, I just happened to bring my little camera with me, so hopefully I'll start snapping some shots. I must admit, this is very eerie, isn't it, Jeff?
It is.
What's your gut feeling telling you right now about this place?
Not sure at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's we're outside the old munitions dump, which is now bench seating and that. A bit of a barbecue area thing happening here. I'll just take a photo of that. Oh man, this is creepy.
This is where, apparently, according to urban legend, now I can't find anything documented on it, but apparently, according to urban legend, after a prom or a formal during the 50s or 60s, a young couple came here to celebrate and have a bit of fun, and this is where they were attacked, and then they were dragged further down to where this blood rock is, and she was attacked and then hanged from a tree near the site. So, and this is where people come and they park. Apparently they bring their cars up here, and the cars will stop for no reason, and then she comes running up and screaming, and then it's just gone, or she's in the back seat screaming and gone.
You're kidding. So we've actually got reports of a young ghost lady up this way who appears in the back of your car. That's pretty creepy shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's an urban legend that, that has just continued on over the years, because I can't find any historical evidence for a woman murdered here, but then again, it's not something they usually report in the newspapers. Down that way.
You heard that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Jeff?
I heard something.
Right, we've just stopped where we are, and I'll have to give a running commentary if we're going to be doing this. we're just hearing a strange noise coming up the path. We're just checking it out now, actually.
Just seeing some movement down that way.
Alright, we're going to go and check it out.
Just off to the left there, in the dark.
Yeah, okay.
Could be a trick of the light in the night time, but I'm sure I saw something down.
Right near that post.
Yeah.
Just to the post on the corner here.
Yeah.
I'm going to take some photos. That's weird, nothing come up at all.
That happened to us last time we were here. We were taking photos and it just went black. What the hell? The flash went off.
Yeah.
You're getting nothing.
Now we've got the same noise behind us. Alright, I'm officially creeped out now.
If there's somebody here, if you want to just make a sign, make a noise or something.
Is there anyone here with us now? Alright, not only are we going to be here at Slaughter Falls, we're going up to Blood Rock now, but we're also going to be checking out the story of the ghost horse too, aren't we? At Archerfield.
Archerfield. So this is the story of Volney Greiner, who was the young child of the family who owned the property back in the 1800s, who I think he was about 17, went for a horse ride, fell off his horse and broke his neck, and he was buried where he fell, and that became the family plot. And the legend has it that there's a couple of ghosts there, the first being Volney himself on his horse.
Yep.
And then of course there's the pilot, the World War II pilot, who appears and waves at people as they're driving past. And there could be two. There's a C-37 which crashed nearby on takeoff in the 40s. There's also a B-26 bomber on a test flight that crashed right on Beatty Road in the 40s. So we're not sure which one it could be, but the legend is there. Now, this is a bit of a hike, this one, but we'll take you around past the old bomb shelter.
No, that's fine. I take it this is Blood Rock?
No, it's further around. It's actually quite a distance. They drag them up that way, but that way doesn't go there anymore.
Sweet. Oh shit, watch your step.
Yep. Wow, oh gosh, we're going to be able to make it.
Yeah, it's up further, isn't it?
It's down across and around.
Didn't we have a bridge? We had a bridge last time just up here.
Oh, we'll go this way then.
Thanks, mate.
Oh yeah, no snakes.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm wearing steel caps and jeans.
We had a lot of them come out of the water last time we were here.
Yeah.
Nice. So if you listen to this overseas, welcome to Australia. Any place you go, there's always friggin' snakes. Big ones. I'll just take a couple of photos of this.
This is the dams. This is where a number of people were drowned. Used to come here for swimming back in the 1930s and 1940s.
Yep. So if you didn't hear that then, we're just taking photos of the dams now. I'll put them up. Like Matt was saying, this is where a lot of drownings happened. So we're getting further and further into the bush now.
This is keeping it fit.
It's keeping something, I don't know about fit.
Now, a number of satanic rituals have occurred just down here.
Yep.
And I'll show you the exact site. A lot of cults have come down here since the 1960s to do their old summoning rituals and other such things. And just around the corner here is what used to be an old bomb shelter and has been used for their satanic rituals. And you'll see a few painted signs and things like that of what they used to do. I'm not sure if they still come here.
Man, this is a creepy ass place.
Yep.
Now we're just walking along a dirt track, basically, in the middle of the bush. Gum trees all around. And you can hear our footsteps walking along the dirt road here. But we're heading further and further into where Slaughter Falls actually is.
Here we are.
Oh, here we go.
Now, during the 1940s,
Wow, this is cool.
they used to have shelters in case of bombing raids.
Yep.
This is one of the remaining ones. You'll see inside there's a number of painted symbols.
Well, that was weird.
It's done it again.
Yeah. Try that again. There we go.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I can see the symbols now.
And they put a fire in just here, and just in the middle there, and then perform their rituals inside this area here. It's one of the reasons that they don't like people coming in here at night.
That's another reason why I don't like coming in here at night. No, this is pretty damn amazing. This whole area is just, it's beautiful and what you can see of it, but yeah, it's just the weirdest sensation walking through here.
We're going to go up this hill, and that's when we get to where the murders apparently happened. We caught a very strange photo here one night. We had a dog with us, and the dog was reacting very badly. And we took a couple of photos, and in one of those photos you can clearly see a figure sitting on the rock staring at us, and then a figure on the ground which appears to be a woman on all fours, and that's what the dog is reacting to.
Oh, that's just, yeah, okay.
And this is where a number of indigenous people were massacred. They were thrown off of the waterfall thing here.
Yep.
According to legend. Whether it's true or not, Liam can check up on that.
Yep.
And this is also just above here is where that businessman was found drowned and poisoned.
What was that?
That's interesting. Wonder what that is.
I don't know. I mean, it's only an old photo, but still, it's
That's a pretty bright one.
it's a big one. I'd say it's probably moisture or something, but still.
Moisture in the air. Yeah.
And a sort of weird sensation, you keep looking behind you, don't you? It's like, well, I'm doing it too now. But we're just walking up the steep gradient now, and it's beautiful bushland. There's no two ways about it, but so many deaths have occurred here. So many murders, suicides, and just really strange stuff. So it'll be interesting what we pick up tonight.
Now this was the picnic area of the 1930s and 40s.
Yep.
Where people would come with their kids. That's new. What's that?
Yeah, that wasn't there last time.
A generator.
Yeah.
And you've got two different locations for the murder. One is just here with this big rock.
Yep.
The other one is just over the creek and up a bit.
Take a picture of the rock. Just so you folks can use as a point of reference. So when you listen to the radio show on this, you can go and have a look at the photos of where we were. So it just gives you an indication of what we've been doing.
Just up this creek is where the indigenous men were killed, up at the waterfall.
Yep.
And then just up here,
man, this is nearly shit whole place.
yeah.
That's why I wore steel caps.
Alright, we're going to stop just up here because it gets pretty dangerous from here on in.
Yep.
This rock just on the corner of these two here is where we captured the footage of the man sitting.
Alright, well, we'll take a few photos while we're here now.
Yep.
So this is the location. Alright, I've got this. So what you're looking to do, folks, I'll put it up so you can see it. I'll get closer to it, actually. I mean, this is the whole thing about researching all these cool locations when it comes to legend hunting, as it were, to actually find out if this stuff is true or not. But I tell you what, standing in the middle of this bushland on this hill, I literally got cold sweats.
Yeah, this is a creepy place. And we got the sense to be pulled up down this path here, but none of us were going to do it because it's a dangerous path, and a number of people have... this is where some of the hanged bodies were found, just down this path here. So it's got a fairly dark feeling to it.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, well, it's not something I really want to come across, someone swinging from a tree. I don't think I'd ever go out walking again. Oh,
no.
Shit, what was that?
Is somebody here?
You hear that?
Yeah. What is that?
We're just speaking softly now, only because we can hear someone talking up the road a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if the voice recorder's picking it up, but...
Is there somebody here? I heard something come in there.
Alright, we're still with you here, folks. We just, we'll go up and have a look anyway.
I heard voices coming down this way.
Yeah, so did I. That's why I stopped. Now, technically, we should be the only ones in here. Man, I've got a creepy ass feeling there right now. Not a good one.
Shouldn't be hearing any voices because there's no suburban areas for quite some way down that way.
Bushline, and we're across really from the cemetery as well.
Yeah, and this all goes off to Mount Cootha.
Yep.
So there's no houses or anything for us to be hearing noises. The only noise we would hear was from the highway.
No, this
in
is
the distance.
Jeff, you hearing anything?
No, I couldn't hear anything. I could only hear the humming from that.
Yeah, no, just me and Matt we sort of stopped at the same time.
Yeah.
So basically, I'll just give you another description. We're standing on this road, or this bush track, surrounded by bushland. We're near where the falls, where Blood Rock is, where there's reported mass, killings that went on a long time ago with our indigenous populations around this area.
I'm going to try an old trick of familiarisation with scent.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Just light up a cigarette.
Yeah, go for it. Man, I swear this looks like there's someone standing up there in that corner. Did you just turn the light off?
Mm-hmm.
You can only sort of tell it sitting over that side of the road.
On the edge.
Yeah.
There's a dark patch.
Yeah.
Can you turn the light on again and see if it's caused by anything?
Is that a brick? Is that a rock there? No,
No, there's nothing there.
No. Well, there's definitely, when you look, there's some kind of a...
It's just so quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Which is all the more odd reason for us to be hearing voices. I hope we got something on the recorder.
Yeah, so do I. I'm sure there'll be stuff on there. I'm just going to leave this play as it does for the show, so it'll be quite long, but people will pick it up as they listen to it. Man, this is not... I'm not a happy camper right now. I'm just sitting going, okay, don't feel good. You'll hear clicking noise of the camera, so there'll be lots of photos for you guys to check out, but it is very, very eerie. It's not something you really want to bring a video camera up here. It's been a radio show, but I don't know. Just weird. Just got to change batteries and we'll be back shortly. Right. Part 2 of our little venture to Slaughter Falls. We've actually decided we're going to make our way up this track that all these people have been seen to have hung themselves. Not that we want to come across that tonight, but this track is supposedly quite dangerous. So, hey, if you don't step out your comfort zone occasionally, you're not going to find anything when you're doing this stuff. Right. Oop. Yep. Oh, God. Snake.
Oh.
Yep, a little one. That's why we're still caps. So how many suicides a year do you reckon take place up here, Matt?
I'm not sure exactly. I haven't really published the numbers, but I know from a nurse at the hospital that there's quite a few that come out this way, and are found out here and then brought to the hospital. So.
Well, the scary thing is we walked past a car sitting in there before, didn't we? That was all locked up.
Yeah.
Now we're on a very narrow track. There's like one single file along and I'm in the middle of the two boys. Safest place to be. What's that, mate?
Running creek.
Okay, we just got to...
Coming up pretty soon we'll be at the falls in just a moment. It'll be off to the right.
So what we're hoping doing, to our audience listeners there, we're hoping to take a few years out this way one night, very shortly, but we'll get special permission for a large number and try and get some people out this way so they can experience what we're experiencing. There's nothing can explain the experiences I'm going through right now, walking through this dense bushland. We can hear the falls. Yes, just me.
Yeah. Just up to the right here, you'll get a good view of the falls. And
alright, sweet. Oh god, now it's getting narrow. I'm dodging trees. As you can probably hear in the microphone, you hear the water. Oh wow. Look at that. Oh.
so back in the day, the legend has it they threw the tribesmen off of this fall here and then killed them.
And that's where the nickname Slaughter Falls came from, I take it?
No, actually Slaughter Falls is named after a guy called J.C. Slaughter.
Well, there you go. He had a good name. Oh, here we go. Come on, work. Bloody hell, what's going on the camera? The camera keeps turning itself off. Literally. Oh, let's try this. Well, it's a bit hard. You can see some of the photos, but it is very dark out here, so you have to excuse the imagery. What the?
Try one into light.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah. It just does weird shit, eh?
Yeah.
So you probably hear the falls. I'll just put the mic over. It isn't a large fall, but like large waterfall, but it's still a fairly steep drop here. And where we're standing now is basically where, unfortunately, people have decided to take their own life quite numerous times. We did walk past a car here that was all locked up, and literally this place is locked up tighter than fork knots at night. So either they got a long wait in the morning, or they're hanging around somewhere. That's a bad pun, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I didn't mean in that content, but you just don't know. So we might take some details of that plate on the way past and just report it, be on the safe side, see if that person's missing or not. So this is part of what you've got to do, is make sure that you do the right thing.
Do you hear anything? Yeah.
Come on, Jeff, tell me you can't hear that.
Did you hear that? I heard voices then.
Yeah. We're actually picking up voices opposite the falls here, so hopefully the recorder's picking this up. Because we all know running water is a fantastic form of energy.
Absolutely.
To help in the spirit world, as it were. This is amazing. So when it's pissing down rain down here, this will be gushing down, won't it?
Yeah.
Alright. So I think we might start trekking back.
Yeah.
Up this steep incline. And see what else we can discover tonight on The Naked Zombie Goes Bush. How many other radio shows guys out there would do this? Take ourselves off.
That lookout.
That goes to the
Want to have
lookout.
a look up there?
Yeah, why not, eh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, like I said, how many, and this is treacherous ground, like I said, how many radio shows would put themselves in this situation just to entertain you lot? Oh crap.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright, I'm just trying to get me grip. Trying to host a show and walk up a steep incline that's just rocks at the same time. See what I mean? This is dangerous. You want to have good balance. You right there, Jeff?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Oh, look, there's an easier path to take and we walk right past it. Nice. Oh, this is cool. I think I need a can Red Bull after this. There's a pretty steep drop off just here, mate.
It goes down to the top of the waterfall.
Yep.
Is that the lookout? There's a lookout right there.
Yeah.
Alright. Start making our way down. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh. We made it. We're now officially, I'm shattered up the top of Slaughter Falls.
Oh, look at that on there. Okay.
Oh, Aboriginal art.
Oh yes, that's genuine. Probably from the tribe that was killed here.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's all underneath the rock face and that.
This is where they used to be, so.
Just to let you know, folks, we're actually staring at some original Aboriginal art at the moment. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get it on camera because it's too dark. Yeah, just try it without the torch.
Yep.
No. Unfortunately we can't see it, but I'll just get some other photos while we're here.
The story goes that the tribe were annoying the colonials and taking their gear because they had no idea or concept of ownership of property.
Yep.
So there were orders, and we know there were orders across Brisbane to kill Indigenous people who were entering into territory. And one of the stories is they brought the tribe that lived here up to here, and they killed the women further down and the children, and then threw the men off of this waterfall and then shot them because there was trouble with the Indigenous people in the area. Of course, it's all hearsay because the colonials didn't record killing off Indigenous people.
No.
But we do know it happened because obviously under the Story Bridge, when they were building the Story Bridge, they uncovered a mass grave of Indigenous people who had been shot that people had forgotten about near Kangaroo Point. And so the same thing probably happened here. And the only way we know is it's handed down from generation to generation of the survivors who knew about it.
Yeah, well, I must admit, it's a very uneasy feeling standing up on top of the falls here and just thinking that could be a true story. Well and truly that we're standing above where genocide took place. And there's only other one word for it, and that's what it was, absolute genocide. It's an amazing feeling. I'm just trying to give people who listen to the show tonight and go, well, we can't see it, we're not there, but we can only explain to you what we experience and what we feel. And basically we're standing on top of this platform, top of Slaughter Falls now, surrounded by beautiful Australian bushland, water running in the background, in the most eerie sense. I don't know if you guys are sensing it or not, but there's a sense there's people around us.
It's like being watched.
It's about like being watched, and we all agree with that, and that's the thing, it's like we're all being watched. And what are you...
What was that? What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something.
Definitely.
Right, we've just picked up some strange noise coming near just off the falls here. So I want you folks out there to listen to this very carefully and see if you can pick up something I've missed, and when you've heard it on the show, let us know as well.
It sounds to me like there's someone walking in the water down there.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds like footsteps in the water.
And that's what it does sound like, folks. Definitely someone walking around in the water down below us. Shit, sounds like there's a heap of people down there, doesn't it? So I really don't know. I hope this is picking this up.
That's amazing.
He's talking.
Yeah, definitely. There's nobody here.
It's weird. No, I just had this weird sensation. This tingly.
Yeah. It literally sounds like there's a heap of people at the bottom of the falls. Not one person, but a whole heap of people at the moment. I'm whispering so we can try and pick it up, but it's quite a surreal sensation standing up on top of the falls. And you can actually hear, with our ears, and I don't know if the voice recorder's picking it up or not, but Jesus, freaky. And we're the only ones here in the whole bushland at the moment.
It's where that sounds like people.
It is definitely people. Yeah, no, I can hear a voice, a very clear voice.
Gee, it sounds like it's coming all around us now.
Yeah.
So you're going to have some quiet spots, folks, but simple fact is I don't want to miss anything in case we pick up something as an EVP or something like that. Oh, you've got to hear that. I'll just put the mic down here. As an investigator, this is probably one of the most amazing sensations that I've had in a long time. There's only 3 of us, and we can hear voices all around us. We can hear footsteps around us, as if there's people walking through the bushland.
There it goes again. Down there.
Jeff, what's your thoughts, man?
There's definitely something happening in the water down there. Pity we can't get down there to explore.
No, it's a bit steep. Well, there's no track down there anyway. So this is the fun stuff that you zombie people hopefully out there are doing right now. It's exploring places that are out of the way, that have these fantastic legends about them. Now, I'm sorry I'm whispering, but I'm trying to keep it down. What do you reckon we go back down that way and see if we can pick them up some more? So what we're doing now is we're going back up top of the hill here and see if we can track where these voices are coming from. We're heading back along the same old path we were before. No, I'm giving you a bit of a running commentary, but that's part of radio. And get out of one's comfort zone when you're doing this. Because seriously, I've got goosebumps on me, goosebumps at the moment. Yeah, well, yeah, trying to work out which way we're going to go. Cane toad. I'm sure he hasn't got a conversation. Yep. And it's quite easy to get lost around here as well. Because it is pitch dark. We are in the middle of the scrub at a notorious place where people have committed suicide. Notorious murders have taken place over the time. And people have just vanished. And we've got a situation at the moment where there's this car parked at the front of the entrance when we walked in here. We didn't think anything of it, but it's locked in here. And they shut the gates. So, we just hope that person's alright. They just left their car here because they got locked in. And they've gone home. Because last thing I want to be seen is someone swinging from a tree somewhere. Because an image like that will last forever. And not in a good way.
Jeff, can you swing your light up there?
Is there figures?
That's what I thought.
Alright, what we've got now, we've actually got a a figure standing up next to one of the trees right at the top of the hill here. It's probably about 20 metres away from us.
That's weird.
Yeah. So not only are we experiencing the voices, but now we're starting to see, could be a shadow person, could be playing on light. But it's just weird because we tend to see these things all at the same time, and we tend to know where they are.
Glad you saw it as well.
Yeah, no, I saw it as well, man. That's what I said, it's about 20 metres away next to that big old tree.
Yeah.
Sort of standing there up against the side of it.
Yeah. I guess watching.
Yeah. So that's what we said, the sensation is feels like we're actually being watched at the moment or followed through here. It could be any number of reasons. But these narrow little tracks, surrounded by bushland, is quite an eerie sensation. And it's full of cane toads. Big ass cane toads. One you put saddles on and bounce around the forest on. Wow.
Somewhere along here.
We hope. Alright, we managed to find our points of reference. So when you're going out exploring what we're doing now, you need to have points of reference. You need to know where you're going and where you're coming back from. Because it is very, very easy to get lost out here. We're just lucky that Matt and Jeff have been out here before, so they've got a pretty good idea where they're going. Me, on the other hand, hey? Yeah, and we're going to piddle time, by the sounds of it.
Call of nature.
Call of nature.
Might as well.
Yeah, I'm right. I'll hold my bladder because I'm a manly man. Can I stand next to you? Oh, there we go. What was that? Yeah, this is the joy of working with these two. Let's stop and have a pee. Middle of the bush.
Oh, great. My students are going to hear that, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Your teacher has no shame. It took me 10 minutes to convince him just to put pants on. Now, speaking of your students, now, I'm quite surprised they actually tune in and listen to the Naked Zombie.
Oh, they love it.
Have they no lives?
They have great lives, and that's why they listen.
Oh, awesome. You know just what to say. All right, we're going back over Blood Rock now, where we're back in the open area now.
Just over here is where that murder occurred, or suicide murder, in this lake just down here.
Yep.
And this is also where legend has it the females and the children were killed. We also have the story of 3 young children who went missing here in the 40s. They put a huge search party out, and they turned up at Manly, of all places, and no one knows how they got there.
What the hell is that rickety old thing?
That is the old dam.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cliff drop down to the next stage, so just watch yourself there.
Oh yeah, I like old dams.
And the body of the businessman was found floating here.
Alright, we'll take some photographic reference for the zombie audience. So I'll put little bits next to it so you can see what they are. I'm sorry it's so dark, folks, but we like doing it in the dark.
Now just watch your step here because there's a bit of a fall.
Yep. Isn't there a bit of a fall? Oh crap. I don't think I'm game to go any further. Take lots of photos. I'm just waiting for someone to come out of the drink and grab me at the moment. God.
So this was the holiday destination. People came here on hot days in the summertime to go for a swim. And
it's the last thing I'd be doing is swimming in that.
Yeah.
It was probably a lot cleaner back then too.
It was.
So we've just come to the point where that businessman was found floating in the water. I mean, a lot of this stuff is recorded, a lot of it isn't. But I must say, coming out to Slaughter Falls for this part of the night has just been amazing. And hopefully, no guarantees until I listen back to this and people listen to the show, because I'm not going to edit anything out. So you're going to hear a lot of us walking and a lot of quietness, but you may pick up on something that I didn't. You may hear something and get back to me on it, you know? And that's the whole point of it, isn't it, mate?
Absolutely.
Sharing this information with our colleagues and friends out there and interweb. Oh, this is slippery as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Baby steps, Brad. Baby steps. Little steps for Brad. Going down a steep incline. It's amazing I can walk and talk at the same time, eh? Oh. There we go, 6 friggin' mile walk back. So there you go, guys. We're heading our way back from Slaughter Falls now. Going through the bush again to get back to the cars, and then we're going to head off to Archerfield. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So I'll leave you go now, and we'll be back for another part of Naked Zombie Radio tonight. The Ghost Horse.
The Ghost Horse and the Ghost Pilot.
And the Ghost Pilot. So join us back shortly after this quick break of Naked Zombie Radio.
Off, going this way, and into the fog, so they couldn't see, and no one else could see, and it banked, I think it was to the left, and unfortunately the engine was at full rev, and the wingtip hit a treetop and spun the plane around, and it slammed into the ground at full speed and killed everybody on board. But the air traffic control didn't notice because there was too much fog, and so it took a few minutes before people on the ground ran forward and said, the plane's gone down, and they went to the site. There's just nothing. It was just like the engines, and that was about it. Everything else was completely destroyed, and so a majority of them are buried at Lutwich Cemetery, and the pilot was buried in this cemetery here for a while. I'm not sure if he's still there, but that's where he was buried. Then you've got the story of another one in the 1940s as well. They brought bombers in here, B-17 Flying Fortresses, B-24 Liberators, B-26s. They all came here, and after being constructed, they would be brought to this airport for test flights to make sure they were okay, and then they'd do some bombing runs out at Greenbank, and then come back and land here. And one of these planes was coming in, and for some reason witnesses said as it was heading towards Beatty Road, it suddenly just plunged down to the ground and crashed just across the road here into a backyard, and all the crew on board, I think there were 5 crew, were killed just here at Beatty Road. And of course there's the story that during storms and things like that, people see this pilot waving as they drive past here.
Oh, nice.
So and they look in the rearview mirror and they're, what the hell is that guy dressed as a World War II pilot for? And then he's gone, he's not there anymore, but he seems friendly and waving. So we're not sure as to whether the pilot is the pilot of the B-26 that crashed across the road, or the C-37 that crashed down the end of the runway, but this is where he appears here on Beatty Road.
So part of our little jaunt tonight, we're over at Archerfield now. We actually, to be honest with you, I mean, I've lived in Brisbane a few years, and I didn't even know this was a cemetery. I've probably driven past this about 100,000 times in my day, saw this little white picket fence and didn't think much of it. So we're now approaching the cemetery, and you really can't pick it from the road, can you?
No, that's a very well hidden cemetery. It was the Greiner family cemetery. This used to be their farm,
yep,
which they then donated to the government, and they made it into an airfield for the Second World War and before then. Originally, watch out this wire here.
Yep.
Originally, this site, this field is where Volny Greiner, he was riding his horse, and he fell off his horse and broke his neck, and was buried here where he fell, and it became the family cemetery, or the family plot. And you'll see the Greiner graves are just around the corner here as we enter. After a while, it then became the communal cemetery for the area, and eventually there's only a few. The last of them was buried here. I don't know if you remember, only a couple of years ago, I think it was a Sopwith Camel stunt plane crashed and the pilot of that plane only a few years ago was buried here, and he's the last one to be buried here. We have the body of a few pilots who were killed. We've had a number of crashes during the Second World War from the test pilots. One of them was a B-17 Flying Fortress coming into land. It hit a C-37 passenger plane, or DC-3, as it was coming out. They crashed into each other just here across the way, and there's been a number of other crashes with the test flights, and the pilots were either buried here or out at Ipswich Cemetery. And there's some creepy things here. There's a tree down the other end, and a bit of a legend of a man in black, dressed kind of 1890s clothing, who hangs around that tree.
Right.
There's when we do bring out the EMFs and things, there's some weird electrical activity that occurs inside the cemetery, but only when we light up a cigarette.
Really?
And as soon as the cigarette goes out, it stops. So it's just some odd activity around the area. So we'll go in and I'll show you the family plot.
Sorry, Jeff, could I get you to be my cameraman, mate, and just take some snaps for me? It's a bit hard to do both at the same time at the moment. Yes, I know I'm multi-talented, but...
I'm just trying to figure out which one. Do we have a torch or a light that you can just shine for a second? One of these ones is... that's Thomas. There he is, Volney.
Yep.
Volney Groner.
V-O-L-N-E-Y.
18, is it 18?
He was 15 years old.
Wow.
So the early to mid 1800s, and the whole family, the whole Groner family, is buried here, and this is where he fell.
This exact spot is where he fell off the horse.
This is where he fell off the horse, and then they buried him in the same place in memorial to, because he loved to come out here riding his horse.
Yep.
Now, there's been a number of times people have come out here and actually heard the galloping of a horse through the cemetery, and I have actually witnessed that once, and we were looking everywhere for some kind of a horse, but as you can see, we're in the middle of an industrial estate and an airport.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a place where you'd find a horse riding. And we couldn't find it, but we heard it. We definitely heard a horse riding through the area. It was quite creepy. Yeah.
So right where we're standing now is basically where this young gentleman fell off his horse. The family decided to lay him to rest here, exactly where he fell, and we're standing in that spot right now.
Over that way to the right, there's a number of children's graves.
Yep.
And there's stories of voices of little children laughing and playing over in that area there. And then over this way is where we get this weird appearance of this grumpy old man near the tree, and over this way, and weird activity whenever someone lights up a cigarette, like the guy used to smoke. So that creepy tree over there is...
It's a big ass tree, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you want to go and check out the tree?
Let's go have a look.
And we'll also go and check out the children's graves as well, and see if we can pick up any EVP with them. Microphone tonight, and see if we can pick up anything that way as well. Right, we've just come back from checking out the old abandoned train line. We're back in the car now. The funny thing was, when we were recording that segment, nothing worked, so we have to re-record it while we're driving to Macca's. Now, as we were talking about before, everything just went pear-shaped for us, mate.
Yeah.
We've just been for a walk along the railway lines, the old abandoned railway lines, where basically, in a nutshell, the woman in white has been seen running along that train line. Now, that was supposed to be the lady that was killed in that accident with the train that went through the gates.
That's right, yeah. Did you get the story of the accident? Did you record?
Yeah, no, I've got nothing, basically. So we have to redo it, unfortunately. This is podcasting.
Excellent. Well, the story goes back in 1923 that a circus train, Worth Circus, had just done a show in Beaudesert, and the two circus trains were scheduled to come through at about between 3 and 4 in the morning, but it wasn't on the regular schedule, and the crossing guard who opens the gates for the train to pass through had forgotten and had left the signal green, saying that the gates were open when they were actually closed. So at about somewhere between 3 and 4 in the morning, the train came to the straight part of the line and passed the green signal and sounded its whistle, and they woke up and they panicked and they ran down to get the gates open, and the woman thought for some reason that she could change the signal, so she ran down the train line to try and stop the train, but realised that the train had already gone to full throttle, thinking that the line was open. And so she turned around to run back to try and open the gates, and it was too late. And the train hit the gates at the crossing and threw her across the train line. And by the time the train had stopped and they found her, she uttered a few last words of something like, "Oh, what a fool I am," or something like that. And they put her on the train and reversed the train back to the platform, and it was there that she died, on the platform. Now, of course, we'll fast forward now to last year and the year before, and some council workers were working there, and there were witnesses saying that they'd seen this woman in white running down the train line, and they were freaked out. So we headed out there to check it out. And as I was telling the story to the team, just getting them ready, and we didn't even have the gear ready, all 6 of us saw this figure running down the train line, a white figure, a figure in white running down the train line, and we thought, what is that? And then she disappeared, just sort of evaporated. And as a result, we ran across to try and see if somebody could fake the haunting or what. And as you can attest, when we got there, it's impossible for someone to run down the train line. It's overgrown and it's just a mess. The limestone that's there would have made the crunching noise, which was very loud. And C, it had been raining and there was mud everywhere, and there were no footprints of anybody there. And then D, there was nowhere for anyone to hide where the apparition disappeared. So it was very odd, and we tried to recreate it, we tried to debunk it, and we couldn't. And we just had to assume we actually seen the lady in white on the train line.
Well, we've just gone for a walk along there, and literally I fell down once. Yeah. Because there's no physical way you could run along that. No way. It makes a lot of noise from the limestone that's holding basically the track together. Now also, so we didn't see the lady in white, but that's what the story goes. And this has been going on for how many years now?
It's been going on for at least 40 or 50 years that people have been seeing her on the train line. Yeah. And, recent sightings as recent as November of last year. Yep. People driving past and seeing this woman running down the train line.
Now, we're heading back through Jimboomba now. Now, the thing we would talk about is there's a bit of controversy at the moment here as well, isn't there, regarding the old army barracks that used to be here? Yeah,
we're driving down Camp Cable Road right now, and Camp Cable Road was named after the military base that was here, Camp Cable. It was named after Cable, who was one of the first men to die in battle from the camp. And for many years there's been a memorial where the camp used to be, and now the Jimboomba estate is being built there, and they've removed the memorials. And although Jimboomba estate would like to keep this quiet, there are stories from some of the workers there and some people around the area that paranormal activity in the area has increased significantly since they've started ripping up the trees and building houses in the estate. It's ever since they started ripping up everything and they took away the memorials, it seems they've upset some of the soldiers who used to live there and who probably spent their last moments before heading off to battle and dying in battle at this camp.
We're also, and this is another weird thing, and just travelling along this road here now, we're coming up to an intersection, aren't we? Yes. A four-way crossover that this gentleman has been seen running out in front of cars, and it has caused quite a few accidents over the years, hasn't it, mate?
It has. We had a report as early as just late last year from someone driving along that just over the McLean Bridge, on the Browns Plains side, there's a crossroad, and it was on that crossroad that this man is seen standing in the middle of the road, and it's caused people to slam on their brakes and then cause accidents, and when they look around, there's no one there, there's no one in sight, and it's caused quite a bit of controversy over the years.
I mean, it's a very similar story we talked about earlier, how years ago when I was in Gladstone, about near the Gladstone Hospital there, as I'm driving up about 2 o'clock in the morning, leave I think an old girlfriend's place, I'm coming along that stretch of road, and next to me this kid runs out in front of me. Yeah. And as I slam on the anchors, the kid disappears. Yeah. Like, basically in front, it just literally he's there and then next he's not.
Yeah.
And that's quite a common occurrence, isn't it? People seeing people run across the roads, whether it's residual and they're following the same things just before they perish. That you just don't know. This is what makes urban legend tripping. Is actually going to these locations, not sitting in front of your computer listening to this stuff, but actually going out and checking these places for yourselves. I mean, this is what half the fun about doing this, isn't it?
Yeah. We're coming up to another one now. I forgot to mention earlier where this crossing is just up here. There was a car accident just before they shut down the train line and killed, I think it was 4 people. And a freight train was coming through, and just up here where this crossing is, slammed in, and there's a memorial just on the side of the road where these 4 people were killed. It's another one of those sites where people see people standing on the side of the road and then look back and there's no one there. Just right as we're coming across here, that's the train line. That's where the accident was, just there.
Wow. I mean, these are little events that are, and that's what I was saying before, is these events happen in every town around Australia and around the world. There's always some story or some legend behind something, no matter where you go. It could be round the corner from your own home, unless you look into it and research it. You don't know, do you, about it? There's always hearsay. There's always these stories around that people just don't know about.
Yeah.
But actually going out and checking them for yourself, like we did tonight when we went along the old abandoned train line. I mean, seriously, that was creepy stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fog on the line where we weren't that far away from the main road, for starters, because it is, part of the rail system. It's abandoned, there's trees growing through it, there's grass all over it, but just the thought of having this woman running up and down there for the last 40, 50 years is quite unique, isn't it?
Oh yes, absolutely. Really,
I encourage people to learn their history of the local area and go out to these places and look at them. It's great fun.
It is great fun. And also, just let people know that in the Logan area, we talked about this before, but it wasn't recorded. I thought this is very interesting. Now, from my gather, for all the royalists out there, are going to be a little bit upset when they hear this shattering news.
My apologies to the Queen, but the urban legend is that we know that in the 1920s that the Queen Mother and the future King George, visited Beaudesert back in the 20s on a royal train and actually went down the train line we were just on to the Beaudesert show. But legend has it that they went there, everyone goes, why did they go to this show in the middle of nowhere? No offence to Beaudesert people, but for a royal family to come out there, why'd they do it? And the story goes, a local legend is that one of the members of the royal family came out here for a trip and had a bit of fun with one of the daughters of one of the estates out here, and
they got nasty, in other words.
Yeah, boom chicka wow wow.
Yeah, that's the one.
And as a result, we have an illegitimate royal child somewhere in this area. Now, that's the local legend, and the deal was we'll keep quiet about it if you come out to the Beaudesert show, and sure enough, they did.
Well, there you go. Now, on our way to McNana's, McDonald's for our midnight snackaroony. Now, where are we going now, mate?
We're heading out onto the Logan River at Cusack Lane. And there's an old bridge there, an old wooden bridge, and the legend is that the bridge is haunted. And it's haunted by a number of different people who have died over the years. When the bridge used to be flooded and people tried to cross over the bridge, or the oldest or the youngest one is during the 1940s, a soldier went for a swim during the floods in the 1940s. An American soldier from the Camp Campbell base, and drowned at the bridge. And so the legend is that this bridge is actually haunted by a number of different spirits, and with the recent floods and the fact that this bridge has been significantly underwater, and being near running water, the paranormal activity should be pretty strong.
Well, that's the story behind it. Now there's a ghost of a diver there as well, isn't there?
Yeah, now I can't find the real history behind it, but the legend is that one of the divers working on rebuilding the bridge after the 1890s floods was killed when a tree fell and hit him while they were building the bridge, and some people have caught photographs of a man in the old, dumbbell diving suit in the area. And if you actually take a look at some photographs of the bridge being built, you'll see that man in his dumbbell suit. That's one of the legends of the area, is this diver ghost who haunts the bridge.
So we're off our way there now after we go to McDonald's, who is not a sponsor of Naked Zombie Radio. It's very late at night and we're hungry and we need some sustenance. cardboard. Anyway, so we'll get back to you shortly for more of the Naked Zombie. Where we go?
Sorry, you want me to do it?
Naked Zombie Radio. Bum, bum, bum. Right, we're at the last location for the night now, and the boys are taking me down to what only can be described as the last place I'll probably ever visit. We've just had a lovely little bit of num-nums at Mickey D's, and they said something about a gunny sack, a shovel, and some rope. So, no, we're actually going down to the bridge now where the ghost diver, or the diver ghost, whatever you want to call it, Matty, that has been seen lurking around. Now, what other stories have been in this location? And exactly where are we? Because I have no friggin' idea.
Whoa, okay, we can't actually. Hold on a second.
Yep.
Is there an area over there that's not overgrown?
Oh,
Watch yourself here. This is all overgrown since. Now, this was. See that bridge over there? See how tall it is?
Yep.
That bridge was completely underwater 2 months ago. So it's in a location that floods frequently. We've had the story of one of the construction workers on the bridge being killed by a falling tree. We'll go down and around. It's all overgrown. We also have the story of a young boy who was crossing the river here with his family, and the horse went under the water and he drowned just down here. Hold on, it's down on the left here. You'll see the bridge is just over there.
Oh, yeah.
We also have a story of some soldiers who came down here for a swim during the Second World War, and the river was overflowing, and one of the soldiers drowned just down here at the bridge. So it's got a bit of a strong history to it, and considering it was only underwater about 2 or 3 weeks ago from the floods, we've got quite a bit of hopefully some activity around the area. We've had some EVPs here. Some people have taken photographs of what they think is the diver. So yeah, we'll take a look down here. Well, you can see all the sand that's been left by the floods.
Hasn't it?
Cool. Be a bit of a challenge getting back up.
For you old fellas, maybe. Oh, crap. I think I'm going to disappear in the sand.
Yeah.
So how long has this bridge been here for, this small bridge?
This small bridge was built in the 1890s, I believe, after the Brisbane floods. The last bridge was washed away, and Cusack designed this bridge, and it's been there ever since. It was the main bridge until they built the big bridge behind us about 10 years ago. So, and there were stories even back in the old days of people driving over the bridge and seeing people. So it's got a bit of history to it.
Yep, no, you're right. We're having a bit of a struggle walking along here, to be honest with you. The sand is very soft and deep from the floods. Oh, I see. This is the old road here.
It's the old road, yeah, and it heads up there and goes up the hill. And here's the bridge. Now, before the bridge was built, there's a story of a family that was crossing this river during one of the floods, and the boy was washed away with his horse down the river, and his body was found down near McLean Bridge a while later. But it was right here at this crossing where it happened, and this is where the American soldier was drowned as well, jumping off the bridge and going for a swim, and didn't come back up.
Wow. This is all pretty cool, isn't it?
And just up on that hill we just walked down is where people have said they've seen the diver. Now, if you see the photos from the time period, there's a diver in a Bell suit, the old diving suit, who was doing the foundations for the bridge, and the urban legend is that he was struck by a tree branch falling during a storm and was killed in this very location.
Now, to help people out listening to the show tonight, if you go across to the photos page, you'll actually see the photos relating to where we are tonight, so you can just basically get an idea of what we're doing. So we'll make it easy, and also you should be able to see it on the Facebook fan site as well, which will be posted hopefully up when you hear this.
Now, if you get a general idea of how bad the floods were recently, and of course how bad the floods were in the 1890s, that big bridge over there, that big cement bridge over there, was completely submerged. So where we're standing now, we would be underwater 2 months ago.
By looking at that, that's about 10 metres?
It's about 10 metres, yeah.
Yeah. From where the bottom of the waterline is now, which probably is about coming up to high tide. The photos actually look quite creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so dark. And it is pitch dark.
Any fish in there?
Oh yeah, there's lots of... It's just up here where the photos of the diver have been found, and
What, just up here?
just up here where the road used to go.
Oh, okay. So I'm just looking for my step. Here we go. So whereabouts were the divers been seen? Up around here?
Up here, just where that grass is there.
Okay, well I'll take a photo in that area and we'll see how we go. While we're here, it's nice and quiet. You guys want to do an EVP session to finish off the show tonight?
Yeah, sure.
And see if we can pick anything up on the radio side of things.
Yeah.
And so Matt, you two boys know the history of the story, and you can put down that rope, Jeff. Okay, so I'll let you start this off.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to ask if there's anybody here. If you could just let yourself known by saying something, giving us some indication of who you are, perhaps what your name is. I'm just going to ask you to do that right now. There's a number of you who have died here. One of you is a little boy. Are you here? There's a legend of a soldier during the Second World War who drowned here. Is there any chance we can get you to say hello? Can you give us any indication that you are here?
I just saw a shooting star.
Wow.
Very cool.
To make a wish.
Jeff, pull your pants back up. That wasn't my wish.
Any of you going for a swim or just crossing the river? Can you hear us?
Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
Did you hear that?
That sounded like a voice, didn't it?
So you can ask again, talk again.
Can you repeat that? I'm definitely hearing something. Is there somebody here? Can you make a noise? Let yourself be known to us.
We can always try to sort of, okay, I'll try something. I feel like going for a swim.
Did you hear that?
Gee, I did actually.
Yeah. Something in the water.
Let's go back over here. Yeah, I think I might go for a swim, guys. What do you think? Is it safe to go for a swim in this river?
I reckon they're pretty safe to jump in.
Do you think I should go for a jump off the bridge here and go for a swim in the river? Or do you think it's a bad idea? If you think it's a bad idea, can you tell me it's a bad idea?
What was that?
Sound like metal.
Yeah.
Like a clunking.
Clunking like a
Diving suit?
diving suit. And it came directly from
yeah, that area.
Where we see. I might go for a dive.
Yeah. I hope my equipment's alright. You want to come and check my equipment and make sure it's okay to go diving with?
You ready to hop in and check the foundations of this bridge? Not sure if it's safe.
If I hear a big splash.
Yeah.
So is the bridge safe? Is the bridge safe to be on? Okay, that's cool.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I just saw something.
We just had some very large movement. The river is running, but
Could have been debris, but it was.
yeah,
Well, or a fish here.
yeah, we got fish there
Oh yeah.
splashing around, but nothing major. Well, the fish have sparked up all of a sudden, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know, you can come up to us and talk to us what your viewpoint is. If it's a good idea or not. It's pretty amazing to think that this whole area was all submersed only a couple of months ago.
Something down here. Bubbles and.
Look how it's spinning around.
Yeah. That's weird.
Are you checking the pylons for us?
Got bubbles coming up just here, and it's like there's something down there.
But there's not doing it anywhere else, is it? Can we show on the...
There's nowhere else along the.
Because we've got the same setup there
Yeah.
as there
In there.
and there.
But it's only happening here.
That's interesting. That is really weird.
Are you down there? Are you checking on it? Can you make sure the bridge is safe for us? There's bubbles coming up as if.
Well, there is bubbles coming up as in there's someone down there. Isn't that weird? That is so strange.
You want to jump in and go for a swim down here? Is it safe?
Well, gents, we'll see if we picked up anything on that. If not, we haven't. But if they, I'm sure people listen to the episode tonight will pick up stuff that I've probably missed because I'm old and deaf. But overall, your night experience, urban legend tripping, what do you think?
Wonderful. It was an awesome night.
And really, we've been going for about 6 hours now. Doing this, so we've done pretty well. We've seen many great locations. Where's that light coming from?
What is that? Is that?
It's a car.
That's just a car. Okay.
That's a car. That's all right. Sorry. Look, yeah, we're all sort of hyped up because it's just been an amazing night out doing urban legend tripping, checking out some locations that are just brilliant. We probably haven't seen anything or experienced anything personally. We've had a few weird stuff, especially at where we heard that noises and people sounds over by Slaughter Falls. That was interesting.
Yeah.
That was very cool. So there are many mysteries out there, folks, and if you don't go out looking for them, you'll never find them. And that's all part of what we do. So I guess in closing for tonight's show, I can't thank you all enough. I cannot thank Matt and Jeff.
Thank you.
For taking me out tonight, urban legend tripping, checking things out for the radio show for Naked Zombie. And if you have cool locations or anything like that that you wish to have aired on Naked Zombie Radio, get in contact with me. Go to the website, get in touch with us and see what we can do. So we're going to keep looking around, keep checking stuff out. And thank you again for listening to the show tonight. And we've got some weird stuff happening, but nothing called major. And we'll see you all next time on. Where we on, gentlemen?
Naked Zombie Radio.
Good night, folks.
Good night all. See ya.